What is up, you guys, and welcome back to the channel. Please let me know if you can hear my voice, because I kind of see it as running a little bit low. Please let me know if you can hear me in the chat. Go ahead and throw those A's right now. What is good, team? What is good? Zach from St. Grimace is live. What is going on, team? I know usually the volume is a bit low, right? Okay. All right. Let me see if I can get this thing to turn up just a little bit. Hello. Oh my goodness. I'm getting limited here. Yo, yo, yo. It's still a bit low, right, team? I feel like I'm getting limited like crazy. It sounds okay? Yeah, it's usually a little louder than this, I'm going to be honest. I hope I can, man. Oh, my goodness. Guys, so am I sounding okay? You guys can deal with it like this? Is it cool? All right. All right. I know it's a little bit lower than normal. I'm sure it's going to get repaired by later on tonight. All right. Hey, Ardeline, good to see you here. Slightly low, but it's slightly low, but okay for me. Okay. Yeah, yeah. My overall volume just feels a little bit lower. So as long as I can be heard, then I think we're okay, right? Probably gonna have to manage the other audio a little better, but I think we're okay. Welby, what is good? Green Mountain, hello. Zephram, thanks so much for your help on this, dude. And Sasquatch, what is good? What is good? Man, so yeah, you know what? During William's call yesterday, we were talking about a potential, potential. We know, right? We know that they come in and just start their little game, and then this is, this is what, oh goodness. I don't even know how to put it, right? But yeah, we did speak about a potential early, maybe in the pre-market potential drop. And if I'm not mistaken, I think it was this 630 to 641 drop, right? But it actually faced a deeper correction than that. And I wanted to see if I can actually pull that up. And you know what? I'm not sure if you guys have already caught it, but let's see if we can actually catch any of this manipulation right now, right? So, 70 Mustang, what is good, my brother? So, yeah, I actually saw your message just now, and I'm not sure why you can't send me a message on X. I thought everybody could, but if you know what, if you can't get in touch with me in any other way, then you can always get in touch with me at the ArcMastersCourse at Gmail or ArcaBulls@gmail. Right, I'm on top of ArcMastersCourse right now more than anything. Double X, what is good, my brother? Yeah, I'm wondering. I'm wondering who you were. Was it that dude? I think it was, his name was John. Was that him that was talking about the? You think he said Rite Aid or something? So 640 is essentially our support. We broke upside of it and we're coming back to test it. Yeah, it is the 640. Okay, I mean, man. Well, let's go ahead and just find out to see how it's gonna hold up. I need to check out the RSI and everything here. Let's see let's see how it'll do compared to momentum. Because we were speculating the potential of wicking back down to the area of about 620 to 640, I think, yesterday in the live stream for William. But we it's never a certainty, right? We were just kind of touching down on the possibilities here, and in case, I mean, it honestly showed it in the pre-market. I guess we got it pretty early still. Oh, so Bob is saying that the SPY is ripping this morning. So yeah, we were also talking about that last night. We were talking about the SPY showing strength because of a couple reasons. If you actually take a look at the WTI on the monthly basis, please take a look at this. This is oil futures. They are facing a potential bearish engulfing on a monthly chart. So this is usually a sign of potential reversal or potential pullback, but it's definitely bearish. So what the thing with this is that this is showing that that oil is showing a downside here. That means that it's going to apply positively to traditional markets, to the equities. So this is in 15 days and 15 days and 6 hours, we're going to get the closure of this monthly candle. Here's one more thing. Look at this in the bi-monthly. Check this out. Bi-monthly shooting star. And we are now making this or we're converting the SMA 10 into a resistance. So this is very, positive for the broader markets. And the broader markets, arguably speaking, have a bearish engulfing too. But something is telling me that the broader markets are going to be able to recover this bearish engulfing, and the oil futures are going to continue to their decline. So if that's the case, then we're facing potential strength in the markets, just to kind of put it out there. Now, the support let's find the support here for FNGR. Let's see. 12-hour time frame. Oh, I guess you know what? It could be the daily time frame, and we're just about there. And what I can say is that the RSI signal, I can make this a little larger like this, right? So the RSI signal line, being the baby blue line, reaching that SMA 14 for a potential support, that's usually where you find that bounce. Right, especially since we broke inside of the SMA 14 right here. We broke inside of it. We retraced back to validate a support, bounced again. We want to do it again. That's cool, and then we can observe price action as we go there. But this, if it has any more downside to go, it would be very slight, and I think that it could be achieved with all of the fluctuating that it's facing right now. And where is it? It's currently sitting. Let me come back to these charts over here. It's currently sitting at around $6.30. So these are our natural supports down here, 620, and this right here, 599, 612. Remember these resistances here were the tough ones that it was really tough for us to get through them, right? We kept on touching at the door there. So price action, let's see. And then also, yeah, this is the part of that downside on the daily time frame RSI that I'm observing here, right here. So let's see, 30-minute time. Oh, actually, let me jump into the 30-minute and see what's going down. Let me bring these down too. Okay, there is a little bit of pressure in the immediate short term. So let me see this in the hourly. See how we can recover this. Okay, I want you to notice something, okay? Please notice here in this area, right? And I want you to see just how much of fluctuation there is within the RSI signal, the baby blue. So this is upside in the 5-minute, 10-minute is downside, 15-minute is upside, and you have your 30-minute is downside. So when you have this up and down and up and down and up and down in multiple time frames, that is showing indecision. So it means that we're trying to find a valid support, and we're not sure if it's a support yet. And this is why I'm saying that we are potentially trying to find that support anywhere upside of $6 to $6.40. We're gonna see which one lands first, and then the confirmation process would begin right after that. Hopefully, we can get maybe at least an hourly closure to begin a continuation to the upside and a full recovery, right? But we are currently at 639 now and bouncing again. Let me see this here. Yeah, I have several variations of that support, and to tell you the truth, I think we just really need to recover the upside of 640, 645. Yeah, really crazy for FNGR this morning, right? I mean, we speculated on this though, that potential drop. I just can't believe how low it came down. 615 to 622. Were you guys present in last night's analysis with hey Sway, how's it going? Origin, good to see you here, brother. Mark Roach, always good to see you. Welby, Dark Zen, and hello. Guys, were you guys Mexican? How you doing? Off topic is Mayans let me see, done? Because you said you have music. Let's see. Yeah. So I landed. It was a very background song that I landed for the Mayans motorcycle clubs with the spinoff to Sons of Anarchy. I'm not sure if they're done. Actually, they don't really share that information with me whatsoever, right? So I just have a publishing deal with 20th Century Fox, and they pay me royalties for however many times people play back, wherever the content is located. So as far as it being done, damn, I have no idea, but that would be that would suck, right? But I know that Sons of Anarchy was a little bit of a bigger hit than its spinoff, and who knows? I heard that they're going to continue. I think the next one was going to be the Niners, maybe. I'm not sure, but I did hear that they were going to do different houses, which would be pretty cool. Did a new BS short article come out? Well, I don't know if you guys noticed what Daniel Borders put, but apparently a bunch of people put out. I'm not sure if they're institutions. But whoever he's referring to said that they put out. Here you go. I'm gonna show you in the. Let me just zoom in the window here. I'm gonna show you on the portrait screen what he said, and this was just under 30 minutes ago. Benzinga was one in. Okay, so check this out, team. This is what he said. Right over here. So he said, finger every firm that put out a press release indicating that the company missed earnings estimates has opened themselves up to litigation from Finger Motion, as it is a fabrication, and the company is going to go after all of them. So this is that was curious to me. So if you guys did catch Arca, what did you do to Finger? Another short and distort article. Paired with manipulation. Did you see it? Stick Vicious, did you see it? I'm noticing here what Daniel Borders said. Damn it. And then who put this out? Watch the decent movie. Okay, let's see. Tommy Lee Jones plays the owner or whatever. Near the end of the trial, Jerry is obviously winning, so all parties okay. Jerry presented a $75 million offer. He declines. The CEO of the company says you're crazy. That is enough money to set you, your family, and your kids. The owner stares blank. FNGR, $10 is enough for me, but it's not enough for Lind. It's not enough to stop Lind from destroying small and vulnerable companies. In the future, it's not enough. I want $30 to $50, so bankrupt and destroy Lind once and for all. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. I thought that had to do with this litigation thing. So yeah, please share here if you guys ended up noticing any of those hit pieces. So Ian Tucker, Finger Motion Q2 sales, $9.82 million miss, 14 spot, $80 million estimate. Benzinga reported quarterly sales of 9.28 million, which missed the analyst consensus estimate. And that's what Benzinga put out. Interesting. Man, Yeah, that's really something else. You know, with you may be able to search the news tab on the ticker, but yeah, let's see here. No, that's just October 4th. So Double X is saying TD had the Benzinga hit piece under Finger News. Wow. Benzinga on TD bullcrap lies. Well, be Arca, you may be able to. Yeah, I got you. Let's see. We will news reports Q3 revenue $9.2 million miss. Wow. So apparently, Finger Motion is set to go after all of those that reported inaccurate information. And to be completely frank, I never actually saw the earnings report. So if I do have some of you who have seen the earnings report physically, is that's not true whatsoever, right? Because why the heck would the price action have gone that far up in the first place? How did it reacted positively. So Seeking Alpha also reporting a FUD. Wow. So why was the estimate? Dylan is saying, why was the estimate a 115% move if so many people? Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying too. So John is saying that Moo has a hit piece in the news too. Right. Jay Abrams is saying it's not true. Bob, the number is inaccurate, but not sure what the estimate was or where they got the info from. So Zephram is saying he read the earnings report, mostly correctly reporting, other than the earnings miss. So it was. So they, yeah. Let's see, posted across 5 major brokerages simultaneously as they hammered at open. Benzinga on Webull, okay. Revenue for a quarter, yeah, was $9.2 million miss. Yeah, that was it. Let's see, Fidelity has it. Fidelity too? And check that out. Sasquatch is saying that the finger borrow rate right now is at 129.14%. Who the Zephram, who put up that picture? What? I'm no longer number one. So Steve, reported quarterly revenue of 9.28 million. Yeah. So which was increase of 4.3 million or an 86% compared to Q2 of fiscal 2023. Who? I'm sorry, Zephram. Oh, that silly little man again with the 2 followers or whatever, the 2 listeners or whatever he's. Can't take anything that guy says seriously. Can't take anything that guy says seriously. So Arca, they're using money from the TTO hit and putting it out on hit pieces. So it's being spread everywhere right now that it's that it had an earnings miss. Man. Yeah, so Bob is saying it may have missed revenue estimate, but not net earnings. Proof figures don't lie, only liars figure. Yep. TTO, more like TT. Whoa. Yeah, man, that was a huge drop. Money to hammer. Yeah, so Samantha, you're thinking that they're using that money, the short money, right? The gain from it to hammer the stock down. Yikes. Oh, man. So Mark Arlessy reported quarterly increase in telecommunications products and services business revenue of 6.38 million, or 227% compared to Q2 of fiscal. That doesn't sound like a miss to me. Let's see. Mumu released Benzinga news an hour ago, but Q2 sales of $9.2 million misses. Yeah, over the that's right. That's what they're all saying. TPSD made a bunch of moves this morning. How is TPSD running with the markets? That is interesting to say the least. Let me get rid of these real quick. I think Avid read the. Oh, you know what? I think Avid did put out the whole earnings. The entire reporting as an image. Let me see. I mean, he did put up this just now. Oh, that's gonna be really hard to read. Actually, let me kind of put this out here. I have an idea. Okay, let me see if I can. How can this be viewed? If I can zoom in as heavy as I can. Let's see. Yeah, so this is what he put up. Check this out. I'm going to put it up on my 49-inch. Tell me if you can read that. Hold on just a sec. And it may be a little difficult to read. Yeah, I mean, look at this. This is right here. It says very clearly, right? Oh my goodness. Yeah, it says very clearly here, reported quarterly revenue of $9.28 million includes SMS and MMS, telecommunications products and services, business and big data, which was an increase of $4.3 million or an 86% compared to Q2 of fiscal 2023. So there's clearly misinformation being provided here. And yeah, so man, that is really something. Let me see here. Yeah, that's very curious that they would be spreading the incorrect information. Crazy attempts here. Let me come back down. So let's see. Abbott said everything was real good. The thing that knocked things down a bit is they paid off the toxic loan, but that was a great thing. Yeah, did they really? Yeah, if they paid off a loan, that's a great thing. Right. I mean, yeah, some people are looking at this like, I just caught the discount. That's all that happened here. So Stickvicious is saying that Avid did an excellent breakdown of the earnings last night's video. Yeah, Jordan, I would say the same, except that it came in like a day late. Oh, okay. So Danielle is saying that they actually paid off that Lynn loan kind of a months ago. I see. I see what you guys are saying. Let's see. Let's see. Backs to the wall. Shorts are toes. Finger gonna melt faces. I mean, what I can say is that yesterday we did speculate on a potential pullback, right? And I mean, this was. It looks like the top went up to 736. So now I'm curious over where I was. Yeah. So actually, team, just to be completely clear with you, in William's stream yesterday, I spoke about the potential of touching on the $7.15 to $7.37 target, right? And then after this, we would potentially see into Tuesday, or Monday and Tuesday, we can see the top side of about 737 to 801, with that focus at 797. And this was something that I was identifying as, I don't know, this could be the setup for the bulls here, and they're probably allowing it to happen in response to the shorts thinking that they have the downside here. I forgot exactly how I displayed that, but I noticed it during his live stream, and I kind of drew it in there, and I was pretty stoked to see what I saw last night. So let me see if I can actually pull up that thesis. Barbara L., good morning to you. Let's see. Okay, yeah, I think this was the chart. Wow, the weekly time frame is not reading that top. Let's see. Yeah, so price action at its total had a high of $7. That's terrible. Yeah, but we still haven't reached that. Let's see. Here's the support, 630 to 641. We're well within that support, team. So I'm not sure if just sentiment wants to make sure that we can clear at least maybe an hourly to maybe a 4-hour candle upside of that 630, and consolidation during this time here. Who was that? That was asking me about Dish, brother. I forgot the name. I'm not sure who it was. Yeah, look at this thing. We're fluctuating between these targets. Not to mention the fact that the daily time frame EMA, I want to say that's the EMA 55. Let me just make sure that it is. It's serving. Sorry, that's the EMA. Let me see. It looks like I'm using the EMA 9 over the 21. So the 21 day. The EMA 9 right here is the one kind of serving its purpose. So let me actually just put this to. I think I'm gonna use. I can keep it like this actually. Let me load up another iteration for a better read. So Tom McDonald was being reported is focused on the analyst consensus estimate of revenue of $14.8 million, which is a miss of 37%. So, but I'm hearing what they posted didn't show a miss of 37%. I think they put that the miss was in, what did they say? Whether the miss was an 86% miss? I forgot how they worded it. Let's see. Is that sorry? The main thing about the reporting is the missed estimates part. Yeah, so that percentage is kind of fluctuating around. The percentage of the miss is it's actually just some people are saying this, some people are saying that. There was analysts that put out a bogus forecast of $14 million revenue of let's see for quarter, and now the shorts are reporting a miss with only of $9 million. Okay, not sure what page this movie is on. The How to Corrupt the Markets. Let's see. So, you bought 100. Okay. Jay, nice. Jay Abrams, that's cool, brother. There's so many. Yeah, there's so many people. Let's see. Reported quarterly revenue of 9. Okay, SMS. Yeah, which was an increase of $4.3 million or an 86% compared. Right. So, Jay Abrams, can I chart today? I'm charting. Is there an earnings call today? Do you guys know if there is one today? It's a 3-hour time frame dip back down to 1589 support. Let me see the hourly time frame. I think you're I think you're very close to a support judging by the RSI. So yeah, it's like, why didn't they say this on Friday? Why didn't they? Yeah, why didn't they say this on Friday when the earnings report came out? Yeah. So Ian Tucker is saying finger at 648. It really is testing those tops. Yeah, sure. We can always ask. No problem. Did it come out after hours? Yeah, it did, huh? It did come out after hours because I remember. Yeah, but they're so quick. They're so quick to read these reports. So anyway, man, I think I was gonna say, Sebastian, that I think you're at support because of the RSI. So this would be the quick little bounce to the upside and then continue, right? Because of the hourly time frame. Bi-hourly is arguably showing support here too. I think everything within that 1588 is working out pretty nicely, right? And that was the bi-hourly time frame, EMA 21. So I guess the bottom line here is like is did they say something that was not true? That's the bottom line question. Did they say something? You know, the hit piece. Did the hit piece display something that was not true? That's I guess that would be the bottom line question here, right? Doreen, let's see. Good morning, friends. Take a peek at the spread volatility created and as mentioned yesterday by Arca. Yeah, especially when you face a downside in a correction like this, yeah, in that moment for sure you're going to be facing some serious pressure. This was because of some sort of change in China's regulation, and they probably need to make changes to their SMS service. Okay. I have no idea where FNGR can close. Let's see, they just didn't provide the good info. Just not sure where they got the estimate from. Wall Street Ponzi is saying the analyst estimates were the manipulated aspect of the earnings. So, yeah. I'm really not the biggest fan of that ticker, brother, TPST. That, a lot of people already lost in that. A lot of people lost in that. I'm really, okay, so there is a little bit of resistance coming up. It's currently making a bullish crossover on this 4 hour. Let's see. Okay, so multiple time frames are burning hot, right? It's cooking the RSI to an upside. Everything still shows an upside, but the last time it also did show an upside continuation, except that time we were able to notice that there could have been a downside too. Yeah, so this is all FOMO, man. I wouldn't touch this with a 10-foot pole. First of all, $7 is, I mean, it's an obvious psychological target. Man, 705 on this thing. I'm wondering here if what was it? What made it run? So this is running on no news? It's just running. That doesn't sound weird at all. If you're in this play and you're finally in the green, I wouldn't bet the moonshot, right? I would just really try to. These are speculative plays, very, very difficult. Yeah, this is a bit tough, team. Barb, you bought and sold, made a quick $1,000. That's the best way. Capitalize on it, right? So I mean, everything. Yeah, like I said, everything is showing a continuation to the upside, with the exception of, I think it was the let me see, was it the 4 hour? Yeah, with the 4 hour time frame. It's just, it does have a resistance here, but there is also a gravitational zone here that could push things upward or pull things up, and we're getting a bullish crossover on the 4 hour, right? So the thing is that if you start jumping on into the 8 hour time frames, your RSI is cooked. It's on top, right? Still with an upside pivot here, everything feels like it just wants to continue to the upside, but damn, 705 to 672 right now, that's that's a big difference, you know. That's and it, oh man, yeah, that was almost a 5% drop in just one little breather. You got to be careful with this, man. This will make or break your bank really fast. If you are new to training, if you're new to trading, I would stay away from this as far as possible. At the damn 716, 712, geez, huge leaps on this thing. I'm very worried over anyone trading this, you guys. I mean, the upside is there. It's just I'm not sure where it can stop. Several time frames are way cooked and showing that they could pull back at any moment. SPY about to come back down. Let me see the hourly time frame regression. Yes, temporarily though. The SPY could actually be looking for a support grab right at about 435.92. 435.92 would be a very important time frame to close, and that would be the validation candle for continuation to the upside. Right, so that would show us that the pullback is coming in, and then we can drop from 436.51 to 431.92. Confirm a closure of an hourly candle upside of this regression here, and then we would potentially have a long opportunity. The problem here is that you shouldn't be entering the market during lunchtime anyway. That's the problem here overall. Yeah, double X, no problem, dude, of course. Damn, look at this. TPST running. I'm telling you, it has the upside. It's just, man, I don't know where it can stop. I guess traditionally speaking, if we go back down to the 4 hour, I'll take a look at Dish right now. Your next potential stop could be a whole dollar up from here. Seeing that there's, oh, actually, let me see. Yeah, actually, yeah. 840, 843, that could be a resistance grab. Actually, more like 811, I would say 803, which naturally is the $8 target, potential resistance there. But this is incredible, man. It's wow. Successful testament to melanoma tumors looking to add speculations. Let's pull that one up to RNAZ. I'm going to look at that Dish ticker. RNAZ, let me see. Okay, that's that one. And then that is crazy. Okay, let me see the daily. Daily time frame is up 1.69%, but something is telling me it's just range bound here. So the only difference would be that in 4 hours and 39 minutes, end of session, we could maybe print, a bullish engulfing here, candle formation. So that could show a potential upside. Because Jasper, because of contraction, meaning that you would get caught in an area or in a time frame to where the institutions aren't providing enough movement or liquidity. So if you come and enter the market at contraction, that means that you would be exposed to a potential upside or downside upon the return of the institutional lunch. So you may have bought it. You may have bought it either in a great dip or you may have bought it in a great miss, right? So it could be too high. So that gamble is so 50-50 that you don't want to be a part of that. So usually, traders tend to stay away from that time period because contraction means just low volume and low shares traded. So and then honestly, the entire recovery would be right at about 10:30 a.m. So starting at 10:30 a.m. being Pacific time, right? It's going to be the lunchtime out there in the NYSE. Let me close that out. Okay, yeah. So there's the daily time frame here for Dish is looking okay, right? There's a huge diminishing of bear pressure, upside pivot, and support validation on this RSI. Let me see actually, and it what I can say is that this does not have DMI support just yet. So this setup, while very well, I mean, this is the perfect setup. It looks like it, right? But this is showing otherwise. I don't think that I would give this too much credibility for a continuation to the upside yet. Let me observe the 30-minute time frame here. So 30-minute time frame is showing a potential downside. That SMA 14 down here with the gravitational zone can display probability of grabbing. Let's see. Probably it would be the, oh man. I guess it wants to test, yeah, the SMA 50 or the SMA 200, 510 to about 509. If that fails it, the next one would be the EMA 21 at 507. So if they, yeah, oh, yeah, dude, you were just joking, bro. Okay, good. But either way, if anyone was deciding to trade this, there is a potential here, but I think that there is still a lot of danger, and I wouldn't validate it just yet. It does have the signals for an upside, but it doesn't have them strong enough, and that makes me, I can't see it at that point, you know. So it may go up or it may go down, and that's not. I really don't like things like that. But yeah, let's take a look at RNAZ. Sure, screw it. Yeah, it does look like a dead cat. Danielle Spears. Yeah, I'm okay. The only thing that has me a little bit weird, and thank you for asking and noticing. The only thing that has me feeling a little weird is the fact that my volume is a little low, and I dread that, right? As an engineer, audio engineer, I dread that. But I think I mean, and honestly, what I could do is just a quick rebooting of the you know, the streaming software, which I honestly feel that just it could be something as simple as that. And but yeah, that has my confidence a little bit low, but not enough to impair my trading. Just because of the, yeah, I know you can hear me fine, but I can see my level output right here, and it's actually about, let me see, it's actually about 10 decibels lower than normal, and that naturally puts a restraint here, right? But like I said, not enough to impair my trading. Is just that, you know, my bigger presence online feels a little smaller, so then I naturally psychologically feel a little smaller too. We have every confidence in you, and I have confidence in you guys too. Arca, could you look at NWBO? Sure, my brother. So let me go ahead and put up NWBO right next to. Man, you are right at support here, my brother. Be very careful with this one, Sebastian. NWBO. Let me load it up here, and then we will take a look at this right after that RNAZ ticker. But just really fast, if you're trying to know where this thing may be going, I can just see a quick touch to 65.15 to maybe even the SMA 200 at 63.30. Seeing this downside here is very, very apparent that it wants to grab that SMA 200. It may not happen, but we will come back and visit this. Just a quick sec. So okay. So Cryptic Trader saying, Arca, it's okay. You can trade with a small PB. Look at Lauren. Dude, I actually haven't seen Lauren in a while. Yeah, he did get StreamYard working. That was quite the feat, right? So this is a very confusing signal here coming out of RNAZ, and I will tell you why. Bullish engulfings, you'd never want to see a wick to the upside this big, right? That just shows that there is not enough buy-side conviction, and that shows that the bears are still bringing it to the downside. Arguably speaking, this is also a break of market structure, seeing that we had a high here of about 52.25. Now we're breaking that structure and we're creating a higher high, right? So unfortunately still not high enough though, because this would be the one to really beat. because of these two candles, marking off the lower bound of wherever price action is sitting in. So in all reality here, and in respects to this ticker, 6028 would be the resistance range, and the range that would need to be converted into a support before a continuation to the upside. Let's see, on average, how much money does one make in a day? Know nothing about this and probably won't get into it, but just curious. That is entirely dependent on your portfolio and your bankroll. For example, Cryptic Trader here last week, I think he did a $7,000 to $8,000 week, and I think I'm trading a very small portfolio myself, but I think I made maybe I would say anywhere between $700 to $1,000 last week, and just trading a very small risk. So and that's it really depends on your portfolio. Look, Cryptic is saying depends how big your account is, how much of it you use, and how much you trade, right? And how you trade too. Well, in practice, right, if you have like a $10,000 account, you're not trading $10,000, man. And you're also not trading 5,000 either. So, per rules, you're trading a small risk in that. You increase size, or you size up once you have better validations and confirmations of price movement. But I know traders like my mentor that can make anywhere between $15,000 to $35,000 daily. It really depends on how skilled you are. So Double X, Ham just posted, where did Benzica come up with that BS? Let me take a look. Is that this, brother? Is that this that you were seeing? Damn. Thank you, Arca, for going over our NXT. No, not a problem, my brother. I'm not done with it. I'm gonna continue looking at it real fast for you. I just wanted to show what people were. What Ham was sharing here based on what Double X just said. So if this one was it, I guess yeah. Sasquatch, does this look like it? Title finger motion miss. Education is the killer. Was that this? He just posted it like right now? Minus 15% per trade is only exposing 1.5% of my port per trade. So is that what happened here, team? I'm not sure if this was the one. It was a few minutes ago on X. Let me see. He posted 22 seconds ago. He posted like a real cop on the beat will address today's second fraud story in their week attack conference call at 12 noon Eastern time. So yeah, I guess I'm not seeing that post. He may have replied to someone else, like to someone else's. He may have replied to someone else's post. Just a sec, team. Please let me know if you can hear my voice now, team. Yeah. That's interesting how it just muted itself. That's really never happened to me. Yeah, so what I was saying here, team, nice. Thank you, guys. Yeah, that was weird. It just, what the heck is going on, right? They just muted itself. Tom R, what is good, my dude? Happy Monday to you. It literally just did its own thing. It just stopped. But what I was saying here was this, right? So I would wait. Me personally, I would wait for a 4-hour closure upside of 52 cents. Why? Because this is a critical resistance. And if there's really no telling here whether it's going to make a break or not. So my trading plan would actually be to ride the price action up here to maybe resist from the zone of 55 cents, get the pullback, and start the confirmation process of this support line, right? So this would be at around 52 cents support. Upon validation or confirmation, which I can say could be a minimum 4-hour candle, then I would get long the asset here and ride it to from 52 to anywhere between this range here, 58 to about 60.40, right? So that would be the next target here. I would probably get rid of either everything or most of it here and wait for the pullback to around that 50 cent zone again. So it would be 55 to about 52, right? So we would validate now the next area of support or conversion from resistance into support before a continuation to the upside. Then the asset, I would probably long it here again, right? Or down here, wherever it goes to, and wait for the next area of resistance, which could be 64.99, and then we would come back and yet again start validating another area of support. So upon that completion, upon these validations, that's how I would trade. So wait for the pump to the upside, resist, validate, entry, long it, take profit, let it come back, validate, confirm that support, long it, and write it up again, take your profit, and then do that, as long as it can last in this trend. So that's just, it's just another way to observe here. Kevin, I'm chilling, my bro. Akira, echándole ganas. Pero ni tan bien como tú, pero me defiendo. What's up, Kevin? Good to see you here, my brother. So I think the finger supports were the 621 to 622 to 641, I believe. If it was either 621 to 642 or 622 to 641. So those are the major areas of complete support. So yeah, keep an eye on this, brother. I know that some aggressive traders will probably go in. But yeah, sometimes it's probably better to wait for the actual confirmation, right? Because while it shows an upside here, it can actually fail at any moment too. But yeah, man, not a problem, my brother Sasquatch. I got you. And video out, Salt Lake City, Utah, more things. Oh my goodness, man. Let's go. Yeah, I need to take a look at NWBO. Just a quick sec, team. So, wow, a lot of consolidation here, and I'm wondering why it's consolidating so hard. Let me see the 30-minute time frame here. Oh, that looks like a pretty interesting dead cat bounce here, team. Oh, Barb, that is so nice of you. Thank you so much. That is very kind of you. Were you in Arnaz? Is that you? I think it was Sasquatch who was Arnaz, right? But that's very kind of you, Barb. Thank you. So team, there is a dead cat bounce here, and I want you to see these moving averages are serving themselves as a clear guide to the downside, right? So this is we have to put down the thesis here. We have to put down the short thesis. So naturally, we have to mark off the bottom side here. It's not quite done, by the way. So There could be a small bounce here, but it would be a very short-term bounce, likely to test its high of about 67.74 from about 65 cents. So if that's the so Barb is saying thank you TPSD profit because of you. Oh, thank you so much. That's so kind of you. I'm really afraid of that ticker, by the way. It moves so much. Hidden Agenda is saying Benzinga article on Weeble. So yeah, brother, and we're also noticing that it was on Moomoo, Fidelity, a few other sources. So now to figure the price here, right? To get your downside price objective, you take a trend line from the top side of the dead cat all the way down to the bottom support. Right? So now you apply this to that bottom side support and you get your price objective. So in this case, the price objective is being, I guess it's stated here to be 56.79, which would give us a pretty nice range for us to consider. That would be 55.92 to that 56.79 that we just spoke of, right? It's going to be very hard for me to get back. There we go. Yeah, so this could be that downside here for the dead cat bounce that we're experiencing. I think that this can continue to the upside here to 69.06 and experience a pullback from this zone here. Now, let me take a look at this in moving averages. Well, the hourly time frame is absolutely supporting what I just said. SMA 14 located right up here above the RSI signal. Resistance grab right there. Validation of resistance, and you continue to the downside, and that would then introduce the potentials of facing the true targets for this dead cat. But it's not going to be all in one shot. I can honestly see a bounce zone to validate the conversion of support into resistance from right here. So price action fails, bounces from 60.60 to 61.94, resist grabs at 65 cents. Then it starts the downside process to eventually realize its take profit of 56.79 to about, just to reiterate, right, 55.92. Careful on this, as it may actually show you a massive amount of weakness. So if you are playing this short, that could be your information here. Okay, so let's, you know what? Let me take a quick look at the SPY here. Okay, so 15. Now here's the thing, team. I am personally not going to enter the market at lunch. That's definitely not my style. But the downside is apparent, and just like we said, right? So we're decreasing the shares as we enter into lunch, and that's because a contraction phase may be starting from here. But your short position could be any validation beneath the zone of about 435. Let me see. I'm going to be very explicit here. 435.87, closing this hourly candle there would be a signal for a downside. But the real signal here would be the following candle closure beneath the zone of then adjusted 435.93. And the reason why I say that is because usually when you break your major support, you want to make sure that you can test the support as a resistance converted. So then once it tests it and it closes another hourly candle beneath it, that's going to be your clear shot to a downside and potentially test the SMA 50 located at around 430.30 or 434.30. And naturally, right, we do have another area of interest here, which would be 430. I'm going to mark it off, 434.77 to about right over here to about 434.99. Right, so that could be a secondary area that price action can support from. So be very careful with your puts. I definitely see the downside coming in. The last thing you want is to face an unexpected support, which you are about to do because of the 30-minute regression band here. Okay, and you have your RSI suggesting a potential support grab here. So the thing is that this may fail it though. The RSI may fail the support because it is in the gravitational zone. So there may be a continuation to that downside. I can't fully trust it. I can't tell for a fact, team, but I know that that is presently what the charts are saying for us, right? So this is a very clean break here. Oh my goodness, incredibly powerful. So Nice. Wall Street Ponzi made 100% gains on the puts this morning. Good deal, team. Yeah, I think support. Yeah, there's a support coming up, temporary support, very short-term time frame, 435.43. But yeah, at any moment, well, I guess at 12 minutes and 36 seconds, this candle will essentially close, and then it would come back up to this area here to validate the resistance. And to tell you the truth, if it wasn't for lunchtime in the way, I would definitely start to consider betting against the market. Oh, man. This is quite interesting, whatever is happening. Stick vicious, my brother. Yeah, I be very careful here, team. Be very careful, because at some point, this thing may start to consolidate. Let me see the 15-minute. Everything is at max volatility. Wow. But a bearish crossover here is very nice. You know, especially if you're riding short or if you're riding long puts. You definitely have a 15-minute bearish crossover. 30-minute is, like I said, experiencing that potential support here. Hourly time frame is in the gravitational zone, suggesting a continuation to the downside. But remember that this, when it enters the gravitational zone of the opposing area, which would be right in here, there could be a short-term bounce to the upside, then a resistance from the opposing side's gravitational zone, then that would pull back the price to come back and eventually test the SMA 14 as a potential support, right? So what I'm saying here is that very thesis, is that this can face for over the next 10 minutes, a little bit of downside pressure, but eventually this will correct and come back up to validate the newly converted support into a resistance for a continuation to the downside. Dustin White, how you doing, my brother? Everything okay with you? Good to see you here, my bro. Let's do it. Let's start off with the 5-minute time frame. And actually, you know what? We can do it from the 30-minute too. Okay, not catching anything on the 30. No, we haven't done. I was about to do it earlier, and then I got distracted by a million other things. Nothing on the 15-minute. Let's see the 10-minute. Okay, nothing on the 10-minute. So if you catch the yellow X, please let me know. You know, sometimes they sneak by. Okay, nothing on the 5-minute either. Let's go into those weird time frames, like the 4-minute time frame, right? Okay, nothing just yet. Currently sitting at 626. My goodness. 3-minute time frame. Nothing just yet there either. It does, and I suspect there to be, I would say, some in the short time frame. If it is going to continue on a downside path here, then a manipulation signal would probably be showing up around this time here, especially when reaching up to that 9 a.m. Pacific time, which would be the lunchtime here for NYSE. 30-second intervals are not showing. Yeah, check this out. So the 30-second intervals are definitely showing 2 shots of manipulation here. And we are certainly getting a massive sell-off right at the print of that candle, right? Huge drop. Let's see if we can identify, right? So the 30-second. Let me see something else. Conveniently enough, only on the 30-second interval can you see this. If I have any of my other ARQ subscribers, please go ahead and let me know what could be happening here for your manipulation signals. Remember that sometimes the information varies, and I imagine is due to internet connectivity. But if you do catch any other manipulation signals, please let me know. But from the firing of that manipulation signal, we have, yeah, this experienced, let's see, yeah, about a 7.28% decline from the print. So aside from that, yeah, we're not identifying any, yeah, as of now, yeah, we're not identifying any manipulation above these two, but definitely got shot. How annoying. How annoying, right? So I'm going to say that this is an okay thing for us to consolidate within this area. We know that the support touch could be around 622. And penetrating that would introduce some downside targets, but it doesn't appear as that, it doesn't look like it could be the case. Well, actually, let's start speculating, right? Because I guess in the minute time frame, which by the way doesn't have that great of a hit rate. Actually, let me use the 3 minute maybe. Yeah, it's a very wonky looking dead cat bounce, and in fact, I wouldn't even credit it when I wouldn't give it so much credit here when it's doing this type of weird movement, right? Up and down and up and down. Usually the dead cats are, like a legitimate downside here with a spring, and then that would just get the curvature towards the downside, right? Similar to what we observed for NWBO just about 10 minutes ago, right? So just like this, you want to get that clean arch here, and then you would start observing your targets to the downside, right? So that's how we were able to identify all the targets and all the support zones and potential stops along the way with the bounce to the resistance and everything. That is literally how you figure it, but the formation cannot be forced. Yeah, definitely the formation cannot be forced, right? So that there's probably there's probably a break of the bear play here. I just can't I can't tell just yet. I would really like this is honestly a good sign. Let me show you this. This is the 3-hour time frame candles, right? So we're noticing here. Let me get rid of the drawings for now. Yeah, we're noticing here that in about an hour and 5 minutes, there could be a inverted hammer printed here, which then would give us, yeah, this can give us the an upside bias. And if there is another downside to be figured, then that would be at the 622 that we talked about, 623, right, per this candle here. Currently sitting at 628. And this candle is, I mean, it's clear that that's why we're kind of holding here, right? This is the invalidation zone for this upside here. So 623 is of high importance, and we should not be closing any major candles here beneath that 623. So, and if it does convert into a resistance, meaning that we can get like a 3 or 4 hour closure beneath 623, I'm going to turn pretty bearish, and this would start to introduce targets of about around 607, right? But into the $6 target. We spoke about this yesterday. But while price action is maintaining itself above 623, that's, conditionally speaking, that would be a validation of support. Yeah, I agree, 93. I agree with you. I don't think it's, yeah, kitties never die. I don't think it's a gato muerto. I don't think so. If the formation feels a bit forced, right? But what we can see here is that they drop the price with a 3-hour bearish engulfing here. That's very curious, by the way. Yeah, so I guess the bearish engulfing worked out here. It also sort of worked out here, just a little bit of a drop. Okay. El gatos loco. That would be los gatos for plural. Or el gato loco. 93, what I'm hearing is that there was a type of miss, but it was just, that's not the full report on the earnings. Yeah, like there was a little bit of a miss there, but that's not the full story, because overall, I think there was a beat, right? If I understood that correctly from whatever was said here. If I do have anyone that remembers the breakdown, please let me know. Welby, that's a good question. Let me see. I think where did I have it? Was it in the chart that I was on? Oh, could it be? Let's see. And it's also on the 30-second chart, right? And Heikinashi candles. Here are the two shots. Let me go ahead and just. That's a pretty good eye, my brother. I will say that's a pretty good eye. It's very similar to where it was last week. Let me go ahead and show you what Welby was clever enough to put together. Right, so I'm gonna get rid of most of the signals here to only display the yellow manipulation cross. I guess that's fine there. Okay. Now, yeah, I guess I could do it like this. So here are your manipulation signals from today, right? These two. And take a look at the two that we faced last week. And price action is currently bouncing from a similar area to where price action reached last week too. 623. What do you know, right? That 623 area again. Remember last week when I said it was going to drop to 622? And then I said, oh, damn, sorry, guys, it went to 6. And then somebody said, oh, man, Arca and the 1 penny misses, right? So, yeah. So, Cyber Sultan saying, Arca, I enjoyed your TA and insight about your background as an audio engineer during William's stream last night. At some point during the stream, FUD for Finger was predicted today. Yeah, right. You remember, right, what we spoke about? It happens, right? It happens. And you know, yesterday we were also potentially talking about how that bounce can react, you know, for retail. That is just going to allow another potential group of bulls that can reach this downside here, right? We're right at that 623 right now. That is incredible. Ham is talking right now. Okay, before we get, well, why don't we do that, right? Let's go ahead and temporarily catch up with what the word is on the street, and then, Sebastian, brother, I am so sorry. That's really crappy. Dude, Sebastian, are you still in here? What the heck, bro? Thank you, dude. Thank you so much for your donation. I can't believe I just, that's not okay, my brother. Thank you. Thank you so much. If you're still in here, let's take a look at Seiko. That was the ticker, right? So, Arca, do you think there's an opportunity on Seiko? Seems to have bounced off the Gaussian channel. I'm assuming you're looking at this on a daily time frame. Let's take a look at this. Hold on just a sec. I'm not sure if he's still here. I'm typing to him right now. There you are. It just pumped up more than the last 5 minutes. Careful because of this here. Your daily gap is a major resistance right at that 83.89. Let's see what else we have. So this was the bounce from the SMA. Is this actually moving with the SPY? Let's find out. More or less, it kind of is moving with the SPY. Of course, a little, some of these movements a little more exaggerated than normal, but there is a kind of a correlation here. Let me just ignore this huge red, that huge candle there, and bring down the SPY here. Yeah, there is some type of relation to this. And it looks like Seiko is a little more sensitive to those to that price movement. Let me get rid of the moving averages real quick. Yeah, take a look at that, right? Sometimes even inversely. But yeah, for the most part, it is. I mean, it started coupling with it pretty recently too. It looks like it started coupling here on July 2023. You almost got in at 72, dude. It's at 75. I don't think this is the entry for this. And the reason why I'm saying that is because of what I just mentioned. Your heavy resistance at that. What is the low of this candle here? The low is 83.67, right? So that 83.67, that could be a very strong area of resistance, and that's why I was going to move with I was going to get the moving averages and say that. Let me see this on the 12-hour, because that resistance could be right there. Oh, dude, bro, the 12-hour time frame is looking not bad though. And that around 71.48 to 72 where you were talking about could be a support here. But let's see the 30-minute time frame and all of that good stuff. Right, so yeah, immediate short-term time frame downside. We're in the gravitational zone here of the 30-minute RSI, likely for it to fail the EMA 21 for a potential drop to around 69.09 at the SMA 50. Looking like it's building up a pennant. Top side of the pennant could be just at about the SMA 100 on the 30-minute time frame at 104. But ascending formations, especially when it's looking kind of like an ascending broadening wedge, let me see the 15-minute time frame or even the 10-minute. Yeah, it's looking like an ascending broadening wedge, and this could introduce a price action back to the area of around 59 even. Let me see the 15-minute. 15-minute finding resistance at the SMA 14. Downside pivot on momentum. Contraction starting as well. 30-minute time frame. Bearish crossover. Resistance grab at the SMA 14 on the RSI. In the gravitational zone here on stochastics with a downside pivot. And decreasing bull pressure. Potential bearish cross on the 30-minute MACD. Same situation with the hourly, except that the hourly is giving you a potential support. Okay, so the support I'm going to be looking at is a little wide. I don't think it's ready for a break to the upside just yet. And I honestly think that this can fall to this target here. 68.01 to 58.80. Let me see if I can focus it for you. Oh, okay. Yeah, with a focus of 62.01. Let me see. Yeah. About 62.01 would be that focus zone. There you go, my brother. That's what I'm thinking. I'm not sure if it's going to happen, but I think that that's what's present. So anyway, let's go and take a look at what the Theo is saying. Let's take a look here. Just a moment, team. Oh, is he though? we go.
Do anything to keep out of jail. Go watch a cop show. The cops knock you down. The people get up, they fight, they punch the cop, they run away because they know they're going to jail. It's the same thing. Only it's white collar crime. Jeff Easton and the people at Lynn Partners, the paper trail, the money trail, the phone records, they will put these guys away forever. And just like the people in that, the Bitcoin, the FX fraud, they're all going to rat each other out. What's that guy, Blankman, whatever his name is? I forgot his name.
Sam Blankman fraud.
Right.
Bankman fraud.
His girlfriend ratted him out.
His girlfriend looks just like his mother. Not for nothing.
They rat each other out immediately. That's what's going to happen here.
Can we hear the audio?
So we are contacting through legal and television, and the reporters doing the movie, to call up Ben Zinger to find out what do they do to protect investors against fake stories. How do they protect their website, their business against that? Or he can just sit there and say, hey, man, fuck you. I'm not telling you. Let's see what Ben Zinger comes back with, Jason.
Thank you, team.
All right. I sent them an email. I copied many people on it so you can see I wasn't bullshitting. All right. And now the attorneys have the contact. I told them, contact everybody. Here's the attorney, Mark Bazile. All right. They're going after the big rat. Now they're up to Jason and Ben Zinger. Let's see who the analyst was who did the report today. Let's see who posted that story.
Team, this is why we need confirmation. This is why. Huge fake out. Let's go back.
But if he doesn't respond, then you know that he can't respond and it's all fraud. In which case the company should sue Ben Zinger and Jason and just go after them. All right. So if Jeffrey Easton and his friends are on the call or any of these shorts, every move you make, we're making a move as fast as you want to make it. Public companies can't move this fast. Okay. But lawyers, the people doing the documentary can't believe that this is happening in real time as they're doing the documentary. Like they were just filming Johnny Tobacco down by the New York Stock Exchange. They can't believe that I'm showing this stuff in real time. So now from people who are not Wall Street people, they're getting an education at 200 miles an hour and I can actually see the fraud themselves. So the story is going to be very easy to tell because it's play by play in real time. All right. One other thing I wanted to say, a money manager that I know texted me, called me. He bought another 500 calls. He bought the November 5.5. People go, oh, it's a bad sign for October. That's not true. The guy's just buying Novembers. Doesn't mean anything. He's bought thousands of calls. So stop saying that's bad for this week. The reason it's bad for this week is you just watched Freud try to knock it down. It's nothing to do with anybody else. They keep trying to sell it, borrow shares to try to knock it down. That's all they're trying to do is manipulate it lower. Buyers will step in. Everyone is up to speed on this game here. All right. It's just if they're that desperate to try to do this, that tells you how bad they're screwed. So for the people who think that this number is small to commit this type of fraud in broad daylight, A, fake reports, B, another fake report, C, trying to sell stock straight down on the opening, again, that tells you how big this number is. Okay, no company can survive these attacks. Finger motion, thanks to everybody here, all these wonderful people that are paying attention, posting stuff all night that can see the fraud. I'm glad you can see it. We will win. I just can't tell you what day we're going to win, but we're going to put the truck right back in front of the SEC and document Ben Zinger's report, the Big Rats report, everything else we can. We'll just update the truck and park it right in front of the SEC and DOJ about the short and distort campaign against this company. We won't stop until they go to jail. And that I can promise you. Any questions?
Well, Seeking Alpha just published headline, finger motion gap, earnings per share of 0.00, which is great. That's break even. Revenue of 9.28. And they did a good job of listing the highlights. So I just posted it on Twitter. One guy's asking, will there be an earnings call today by management? I don't see any evidence of that.
I don't know. Again, the companies, I don't know, the company should, the company's under attack all the time. The company can't just change every day. Hey, someone said this, we got to say that. It's very difficult. If you ever meet management of public companies, they don't know what to do. It's like they're under attack. I think they feel. I assume they'll have a call. I don't know, but these guys have put forward a company that is growing and soon to be profitable, yet is under attack by Fraud Street. I don't know what to say. I mean, it's just remarkable that they continue to provide evidence of fraud. I mean, it's unbelievable that we have over 1,000 people here. Everyone can see it, and I have to report it because I'm disgusted. I walk out the door for 2 minutes, and it's like the Wild West here. And if you don't go back and fight back, they'll just try to steal our money. They're not stealing my family's money. I don't give a shit who's here. All right? And my friends are pissed off. My one friend who lost $70,000 in options is got steam coming out of his ears this morning when I spoke to him. All right? These people are mad, and they're not our friends. They're thieves. They're looters. They belong in jail. And when they get to jail in Rikers, let's see how well they do fighting their way out of those prisons. That's where they belong. Not in a white, what do you call it, a white collar crime jail.
Country club jail.
There's no more country club jail. So if anybody wants to get a comment on that, country club jails, they don't exist. You better have a lot of good friends on the inside if you do go, because other people have friends on the inside of country club jails. And they're looking for people that are total scumbags robbing people. Like a rapist or raping children. They don't do well in jail. People that steal from people's families don't do well in jail either. So again, they're going down the path of a hard life.
There's a sense in a lot of these comments that retail never wins, one guy says.
But then he should sell and move along, because I don't believe that. They do win. Go back and look. There was a stock called GameStop. Go back and look at a stock called AMC. Went from 1 to 72. I think retail won. If you didn't sell, that's because you are dumb money. But retail does win, okay? But it's not an easy battle. No one said it was easy. We trapped the short with retail investors. Now we have hedge funds buying it, and the word is getting around. And you can see the desperation and the attacks. All right, very different than GameStop and AMC.
Steven Rosenberg's commenting. He's been around since '86 on this subject. Any thoughts on where the whales are? To me, somebody's buying today.
I was out. I was meeting a money manager this morning. My phone was ringing, ring, 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 ring. So I cut it short to race back home to address the fraud. All right. So that's all they did today, was annoy me that I had to leave somebody and cut my meeting short, educating someone on the story. And I will pick it up by emailing him the facts and having a call, not in person, but over the phone. So again, that's all they did to me today, was just annoy me on that. All right, there's nothing much more I can tell you. It's complete fraud. There's no volume. Today, I'll say 573 is the volume.
Yep.
I'll say out of that, 495,000 was all fraud. They're naked shorting. They can't even borrow the shares. They're just selling them as longs now. Who knows what the fraudulent tickets must look like in this name now? There's no sellers. It's the only person selling it is a crook that's either marking the tickets as long, washing the stock back and forth to themselves. All right, they can't borrow anymore. What else can I say?
Well, can this recover quickly?
No, we're going to zero. Next. That's a stupid question. Next.
It was my question.
I knew right away it was a stupid question.
I know.
Don't make up questions.
Well, someone did ask something like that, but
listen, there's no selling. The stock is 100% buy. Everyone from every walk in life thinks the stock looks like it's ready to explode. Okay? I'm not a chart guy because I told you, you can't chart security fraud because look what they just did today. How could a stock sell off? Great earnings, 100% buy, everything's pointing up, and yet they attack it down. That's why I don't chart security fraud, because it's a waste of, chart stocks that are under attack by criminals. It's very difficult to tell me what's going to happen. All right. So again, I'm a believer in, if you want to buy it, you buy it in pieces. You average in and you average out when you sell it. And if you followed me, I said you can buy 25% this morning. If you want to buy 10,000, you buy 25 at 7. You buy 2,500 at 660. You buy 2,500 at 630. And if they continue hitting, you buy 2,500 at 6, gives you a 650 average, and you're not hurt. Instead of buying 10,000 at 7 and letting them drive it down. That's what I say. I say the same thing every day.
Could the naked short number be greater than 200 million shares?
At the rate they're going, you tell me. I stopped. The number's ridiculous. It doesn't stop. They don't cover anything, as you can see. They just keep trying to sell it and move it down. They want you to panic. But the company, the stock price here does not affect the company from the next quarter being profitable, which it looks like it's on the way to. Am I correct, William? I don't know. You tell me.
Yes, that's what the caller said.
A company that is now going to be profitable, everyone's in a rush to sell it off. Why? Because they're going to be profitable? This is all fraud. It's all fraud. It's all fraud. And again, this game is getting too long in the tooth, as they say. The SEC knows stock loan is all fraud. The SEC knows naked short selling and stock settlement doesn't exist. They all know. Excuse me. They're trying to turn it off as slow as possible so it doesn't disrupt the markets. Mr. Shapiro, in his video, in his voice recording, put up by Busy Brands. And tomorrow night, I forgot the time. What time is
5:30. 5:30.
5:30?
Mm-hmm.
5:30 Eastern time. Mr. Robert Shapiro, he was in the Clinton administration and worked on Reg's show. Busy did a great job getting him. And I think he got West on the call, I'm not sure. But Robert Shapiro is a leading expert witness for West Christian. Has been for years. He doesn't speak in riddles. You'll understand them very clearly. And in his video, he said, the SEC lets short squeezes happen because it's a way of exposing the criminals, getting them to get roasted. So for those of us who think that the SEC is going to protect these guys once it starts, that is not true. And it's right there in the voice recording by Robert Shapiro. And Busy, if you could post that again, it'd be great.
Who wants on 500,000 shares? Who wants to drive it down 75 cents or more from the high? It was 7.30. It's $1. They're losing 500,000 by just
they need volatility. They want the chart pattern to show all the chart people it made a high and then it's making a bigger low, some stupid combination of that. That's all they're trying to do is create volatility. If I was short 200 million shares, you bet your ass I'm going to sell another 5,000 here trying to knock it down. Right. Why not? I'm going to jail anyway. What's another couple of thousand shares, right?
So what do you think the catalyst is now for the upside? What's the catalyst now?
I think we have to sacrifice you, William. I think that's it. We need to hang you.
You might be
front of the
right. As
exchange.
soon as I short the stock, it'll go up.
That's what we need. We need William to go out there and short the stock, and that's when it'll go up. I mean, listen, this is going to happen. They can't get out. The company has survived the attacks. It's fully funded. Its business is growing. Its partnerships are real. It's just, again, the only thing that concerns anybody here is everybody wants these options to go. Other than that, I'm in no panic. I'm here trying to defend it so that people with options don't get ripped off by these criminals. Okay? That's the only reason I'm actually paying attention. Otherwise, I don't really give a shit. They're dead anyway. This is telling me the more they do this, the more dead they are. Okay? There is no selling in the stock. It's just them. And you go, why aren't there people buying it? What am I, the gate? I have to sit here? I'm not a broker. I don't need to get people to buy it every day. No one told me, no one's calling up and telling me to go buy some, let's say, no, not Apple. I was looking for a stock up today and say, how come no one called and told me to buy UNH or whatever at 5? Today's range in UNH was 536. It's now 540, but the high was 546. No one called me up and told me to buy that. I don't need a call to buy things. You need to have a gut feeling about what you're seeing. And what I see is fraud, a guy that's trapped, desperate. And what's the risk reward? Well, the more they do these things, the better the reward is. That's what I see happening here. If I thought it was going to 100 with this fraud, this makes it 500. If I thought it was 500, it's going to be 3,000. I've been telling everybody, I believe this is going to be a Volkswagen squeeze. It just keeps getting better. Why? Because there's security fraud. Why? Because the government doesn't arrest these guys and stop them. This is a systematic risk to Jeffries and Company. Jeffries and Company is going to be vaporized out of business when this happens. If that's their prime broker, which I put up the link where Lynn says that Jeffries is their prime broker. So I'm not just guessing. It's right there in their filing. Correct, William?
Yeah, it was there.
It was right there. It's not like we didn't see it. The more they do this, the higher it goes. Very different than GameStop. Very different from AMC, KOS, all those names. Kodak, you name it. Even HKD, TOP, you name it. This is the best one because of security fraud. And GTII will be the same thing. It's all about fraud. The more they sell it, the higher it's going. They can't let it go up because they're screwed. They can't afford it. And that's why. And the more they keep doing this, the higher it's going to go. This is a life-changing event for everybody. Mark it down because of fraud. And the fraud has been allowed by the SEC. And your own brokerage firm is helping fuel this fire. And now you have Benzinga helping to fuel the fire. You got Capybara fueling the fire.
That brokerage firm, Moo or whatever, one of the guys said they had a ticker tape going across the top of his account that ran the headline on Finger. They're complicit, so again, as far as I can.
The whole thing. Who is it? What firm is that again?
Moo or something? MOMMOO.
I don't know that.
It's one of these Webull type firms.
Okay. So what they did is they're using Benzinga. Benzinga is probably an approved vendor of the brokerage firms. So they put the full story into Benzinga, and Benzinga, because it's an approved vendor of Fidelity and all these other characters. Okay, that's how it gets into the system.
I might have the wrong name, but whatever. Somebody's making fun of me.
I have no idea what it is. It doesn't make a difference. Here's
Busy Brands just bought 193 shares.
He's a good guy. He's a good man.
Another gentleman bought 2,000 shares at $6.25.
We call this the Kramer discount. We used to call this the Cha-Cha on GTII. Every day they used to do this. They used to use a guy from Vertical Group. What is it? VERT? Vertical Group. Rob Schaefer. guy who likes to go to Thailand to play with the lady boys. All right, he was their go-to guy in GTII. For those who don't know about it, we reported on GTII for 3 years, every day, inside out, upside down, you name it. And this is the same patterns. Okay, GTI didn't get I don't know if we got stories like this. I don't remember. Maybe somebody can bring it to my attention. But they just attacked and sold and sold and sold. And it was very obvious about who had the trades were coming through. Okay, we believe the guy from back in, I can't remember the year. It's over 3 years now. Vertical Group was selling. He probably sold 40 million shares in the stock and never stopped selling it. And then once we exposed him, then the orders went to Canaccord. And then from Canaccord, they went to someplace else. And that's how they move it around. They don't like to show the same person for too long because it's pretty easy to follow. Okay? They know we're not stupid, and you can see it. With the NASDAQ company, they use these exchanges, these markets that are just virtual exchanges. So it's very difficult to follow on who's doing what. All right, but every day someone puts the dark pools up and their volume, and that's the easiest way to follow it. But again, that and the token will get us on the subway because we can't really get into the inner workings of who's behind it. That's for the regulators to do.
Yeah.
One subpoena to follow the sell tickets, and this match is lit and it's off to the races.
Do whales ever coordinate on the buy side?
No. Everyone's in the business. You know what? That's not true. They do, and they showed you what happens when they do in GameStop, because that was a hedge fund game. What's his name? The guy Ryan Cohen, the guy from The Big Short. All these guys were all piling into GameStop at the same time. And I put up the data, the institutional ownership, people that filed that own positions in GameStop, of a company that was failing. Not growing like FingerMotion, a company that was failing, had all these institutions piling into it. Why at the same time? What was GameStop doing that was so wonderful that today no one gives a shit about it, right? It was a company that was going to zero. They all knew that the company there was going to be a short squeeze, so they all piled in and they took advantage, and they just crushed Merlin Capital and everybody that was tied to it and took them for billions of dollars, maybe 10, 15, $20 billion they lost. And that was Wall Street, hedge funds, and feasting on other guys. That's what they did. And now the same type of people are tiptoeing into FingerMotion. Now, people say, why aren't they driving it up? Why? This is not my business. They do it at their leisure, and that's what they do. But the word is getting around the street. The story today makes you, if you think that I understand it, trust me, real professionals are laughing at this story because they all know it, that it's completely false. Just go read the press release from the company and put it against this one, and there is no number for 14 million. Who would ever report, William, what was the last quarter that was reported from last year for the same time?
Oh, it said, yeah, I can read that. I have the report right here.
Just a second.
Quarterly revenue was up 86% year over year.
So you're telling me that the guy who did the report today thought it was going to be up to whatever? I don't even know what the number is, but that it was going to be much higher than that?
Well, and then big data revenue was up versus last quarter. That's where the heart of their business.
No, we know that. I'm just saying that whoever wrote the negative story today, they were projecting that the company had 14 million in revenue and missed it. Is that what it was?
Yeah. They said the headline reads FingerMotion Q2 sales 9.28 million, miss 14.80 M estimate.
So they had it $5 million more than it was reported. Is that correct?
Roughly, yep.
So someone picked a number up that was 15 million, 14, whatever it was, 15 million, and the company reported 9, up from 4.
It's from
But
the
they expected
Benzinga
15.
news desk.
Right, the Benzinga news desk picked that number up. From where? Who would even say if that number was true, and that number was reported out there? This stock based on that $14 million, this stock would have been $40 already, because that's a tremendous number. 14 million, right? Versus 9.
Yeah.
And it would have sold off on the lower number if the 14 million number was out there. That 14 million number was nowhere. And it doesn't even make sense. And I'm sure if that number was out there out loud, that the company would have addressed that a long time ago and said, what is this number? We're nowhere near that number, right?
That's right.
But yet they want that number is out here from where? From Mars? Doesn't make any sense.
The quarterly loss was down 91%. No clear path to profitability. The basic and diluted loss per share was 0 cents. So it's break even, to say it another way.
And he said that the revenue was a complete mess, right? That's what that
gross profit was 1.84 million, or 341% better than Q2 of the last quarter of this year, but sequentially.
That's coming. You're reading the company's press release, correct?
I am. Total assets are 20 million, and the God, I can't find it here. Working capital surplus of 14 million.
And yet they have no money, no revenue. They're a loss. They're missing everything. They paint the complete opposite of what you're saying.
They have cash of $4 million. Cash.
Right. And receivables is what?
They have liabilities of 6, but I don't see they don't have receivables.
I think they have money. I've heard, from what I gathered, they use money to keep at the telecom.
My belief, it's this number, 14 million. 14 million. I think that's that number, current assets.
They keep it at the telecom because they buy minutes. So when you want to up your telecom, your phone minutes, Finger Motion pays 99 cents and then sells it to you at $1.
Right.
So the margins aren't tremendous, but the number is massive.
Right.
So so it's basically Finger Motion owns a toll booth that makes 1 penny all the time from 1.6 billion Chinese that have to pay for their phone bills by upping and paying for their minutes. Okay, that's what I got out of the whole thing. They pay 99 cents to the telecom. They buy it from the telecoms, and they sell it to you for $1. That's a better business model than Amazon paying $1 and selling it to you at 80 cents. That's the complete opposite. That's why I've been following the stock. Now, I'm not here to talk about fundamentals. You figure that out yourself. All right? The information is all available. The CEO talks. You figure it out. But this company is going from nowhere, and it's growing and has massive partners. Figure it out. What I'm here to tell you about is you had 2 fraudulent stories. We got a short that keeps piling in. They can't borrow the shares. The borrow rates through the roof. And we know the toxic lender is Lynn Partners and Friends. That's the picture I'm painting for you.
What Martin Shen said in this report, as our results show, the company is making excellent progress toward our goal of profitability. It is easy to see our trajectory toward positive earnings results and how our proactive approach in the management of our resources is materializing. One of the highlights of the quarter is the progress we are making toward break even. Well, they did it. They broke even.
But yet somebody had the nerve to write a fake report trying to knock it down. Think about what you're seeing. This is Fraud Street times 10, what you're seeing here. And that's what I'm reporting to you. And that's why I say it's life-changing because of security fraud. That's what I see. And I stick by that, and forget what the company is saying, forget everything else. The fraudulent reports, the interest rates that they pay to borrow the stock have gone through the roof. There's no shares to borrow. The desperation to try to get any shares to sell is these are things that Wall Street follows. Okay, these are things that Wall Street, the borrow rate for all these people that are on the phone, the borrow rate tells you how desperate they are to try to get shares to short. Desperation, that's what it's showing you. Desperation by shorts in trouble. That's the borrow rate. The borrow rate is a flare showing you the desperation by somebody to borrow any shares they can to try to hold this down. All right, that's what that tells me. The naked short data, which we post every day, Dozer has posted it every day for 2 years now at 5:30 every day. And people try to tell me, oh, they cover. If I was short at 7, I'd be buying the shit out of it right back now. Why not? They do not buy any shares. They don't cover, because once they start buying, they're cutting their own throat. It's not easy to commit harry-carry, right? It's not easy to be a It's not easy to be a kamikaze pilot. They give you enough gas to go one way, and they throw you in the plane. How many of those guys wanted to jump out, right, or go back? All right, think about what these guys are doing. It's one way or they're dead. All right, these are all the signs that tell you that these guys have no choice. They got to cut their own throats, and they don't know what to do. So what's next? Who are they going to attack? I don't know, but it's all based on, forget all the attacks. What you see in front of you should tell you the whole story. Forget anything else. All you have to do is look at the borrow rate. There's no shares. There's no shares to lend. I tell everybody, do not lend your shares. Put your stock out for sale. Check with your broker. If they can't borrow it, they got to return it. Okay? And that means they have to buy it back. Put the pressure on the criminals trying to rob you. Everyone do a little bit, just a crumb. If you want to do something, call up the SEC, whistleblow. Report it. Maybe you get paid. I don't know. But do anything you can, because if this company doesn't survive, which they will, they can't beat this company. But if this company, when they do win, we change this whole game. We shut down the fraudulent reports, because one day you're going to be in the stock and you're going to be telling your family, oh, I own this great stock, and you're going to wake up and there's the hammer. You got a fake report, and you're going to be screaming, oh, I got a fake report. That jerk off Ham and Williams yelled about that 2 years ago. Now I get killed by it. We're trying to stop it so you don't get ripped off by those fake reports and these criminals.
I think one thing they don't want is for this to go up and prove that there's a real naked short here. They don't want that information out there.
They can't stop it. There is nobody. They can ring Stevie Cohen's phone and say, hey, Stevie, we're short 200 million shares of this stock at $5. It's at 7. All right. The most we can make if it goes to zero is $1 billion, right? We're down $2 already, 500 million. He would say, hey, do me a favor, throw these fucking guys out of a window. Are you nuts? No one would lend these guys money. No one. The Federal Reserve lends money to everybody. They would never give it to these idiots. Whoever's doing this is the biggest moron on creation. And they basically, hold on 1 second. I just blasted a very good shareholder. I just told him I'm on a fucking conference call. Don't call me. Anyway, so if you think I'm brutal to you or anybody else here, I do it to everyone. This is Wall Street. When you're in a fight, you got to fight. All right? I don't take this lightly. I work hard at this 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. I watch football games trying to post on it. One jerk-off said that I post too many times. I said, stop fucking following me. I blocked them. I didn't ask anybody to follow me. I'm just trying to educate you. And by repeating it, okay, I think I tried to bang it into your head so that you don't get ripped off. If you want to get ripped off, block me. Go do what you got to do. I could care less. but I'm trying to educate everybody here. There's, young people, there's old people, there's housewives, everybody's here. Educate yourself, because no one else is going to teach you. I'm sorry, buddy.
Do you think September 11th they put out an S1 or S3? They 8K'd it that Thursday. It got approved. Now earnings have been released. Do you think that there's a significance that the earnings quiet period is over? And
the attacks on the stock tells you they're super concerned about some of the things that we've been hearing, right?
Right.
If they're not diluting it down here, all right, they must think the stock's going higher. And these guys are in a panic trying to mark it down before any event comes, the next event that's going to knock them out. And there's not going to be much left. These guys are on the ropes already, all right? They're trying anything to they're running around the ring trying to buy time while we're swinging at them, all right? Think of it as a boxing match. We're chasing them around, trying to hit them to knock them out, all right? They're groggy already, and they're doing anything because they know there's one punch coming that's going to knock them into tomorrow, and it's coming, okay? I don't know what it is, but something's on the way, and I don't know what it is. But again, everything the company's doing, in my eyes, is the right way. The CEO is being conservative. He tells you about exactly what it is. Companies do not make false statements. All right, they go to jail for it. The fake analysts that no one knows their name, or capybara, they can say anything because they're just a ghost. And they figured out how to use a paid vendor, Benzinger, to slip stories in. And this one, they slipped it in on finger motion. How many other stories have they slipped into the system?
It's less than 100,000 shares and the stock's back to 645. So once the buying comes there, it's going to move like a jackrabbit.
When the stock goes green, they're going to faint. And they know it. Okay? I can't make it go green. People understand that this stock, there's no selling. When there's no selling in a stock, if this was Tesla, NVIDIA, Apple, no selling, and it starts to drift back up, once it goes green, they'll be up 2 or 3 points on the day. That's how these things work. They're trying desperately, trying to borrow and stop it from going green. Because once it gains momentum, all those sites that did that chart work are all going to come out and say, I told you so. And this stock had tremendous technical pattern, blah, 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 blah. That's what they don't want that's what they don't want out there. I'm a believer in accumulation. And I do believe that stocks like this pattern is the most important trading pattern in the world because they knocked it down on fraud. They stopped selling it and it just walks back up. Once it starts walking back up, that's when once it gets to green, that's when it runs. All right. This could be over today when it goes green. All right. They threw a haymaker at us with a fake report. We addressed it as fast as they can. Again, I had to race home again to tell everybody. What else can I mean, like, it's unbelievable.
Do you still think $7 has any importance?
No, $7 doesn't have any point. What was the high today?
Pre-market 730.
No, forget the pre-market. Pre-market is certainly.
Well, the high today was 7 smackers.
What was the high today? The real high?
7.
And you're saying, what does 7 have to do with anything? Got me, William. 7 something. It's not lucky 7. I can tell you that for them. Obviously, $7. Something is biting their ass at that point. This is this, 719 is we got the last time where they attacked it down. We're going back up there, getting close to 7 again. And
649. 649.
All right. Well, you're like the town crier, quote by quote.
I would never have made it on a trading desk with you.
God, we would have.
They'd moved my phone closer to the elevator.
We would have glued your ear to your phone with crazy glue. You would have to go home with a phone attached to your head. There's no way.
My
If I
computer
worked on
would
the
be in the
trading
men's
desk,
room.
if I worked on the trading desk in today's world, everyone on the desk with me, there were 50 people, and the people behind me on the over-the-counter desk, everyone would have been fired. We were the most brutal people in the world. We were fighting for our families, and we had to make sure our clients made money, and we couldn't make mistakes. And we didn't take shit from anybody. All right. And that's how you're taught. So everyone thinks this is a lollipop world. It's bullshit. The people on Wall Street were animals. Okay. I'm a disgusting animal when it comes to this. I'm being frank with you. When I walk out the door, I'm sweet as pie, except for those people I nail with a pickleball. But other than that, I'm sweet as pie.
Do you think finger is a good investment?
I can't tell you that. In my eyes, I think it's a home run, and that's why I've been here. It's turned out I was following a company that I thought was going to do all these great things in China, which they are. And what did it turn into? I'm in a naked short selling fight. And it just so happens to be that I happen to be an expert in that fight. They came looking for me. I didn't look for them. They wanted to bring this fight to finger motion. Well, fuck you, Lynn. You got the wrong crew here. My friends, we're all experts on it, and we're not going away. Okay? Accumulation, we're not giving you volatility. We're going to accumulate until you bust, and you're busting, and you know it. Did I answer all the questions in 46 minutes?
No, there's questions, but I have to be careful because you get all sarcastic with me. But there's a lot of appreciation.
Listen, William, there's no crying here. There's no crying in baseball.
I know, I'm not crying. I'm not crying.
I'm only kidding.
Damn.
Let's see,
so
what
I
does
just hit up the
this
stock.
say?
It was offered at 49. They offered 100 shares at 46. I told you before, if I wanted to sell 100 shares, I just hit the bid and go home. Not trying to close the spread.
Well,
and so it trades at
it's about
46
100,000 shares since you started talking, and it's not going their way.
Again, this is accumulation. I love it. All the bids drop. No trades. All the bids drop. So again, until the buyer shows up. When a buyer shows up, the stock has a different look. Remember, if you're playing, you buy some at the offer, and then you bid. That's the way to do it. Build walls, build steps, and it walks up nice and slow, the accumulation. And the accumulation always leads to higher prices. I've been yapping about that since $2. I said it 2 weeks ago at 4. I said it at 5. I said it at 6. Accumulation always leads to higher prices. If you're playing, you buy a percentage at the offer, and then you throw bids out there. If they want to hit you, you get a better price. We call that the Kramer discount, because I've been talking about that in GTII for 3.5 years. And when finger motion is done, some guy posted, what about GTI? I'm not talking about it anymore. I'll say it again in this conference call. It's 450 million shares short. The short sellers, the Kramers and Alpine. Alpine's under investigation from the SEC, FINRA. Richard, it's not legal advice, is giving us updates on that as it happens. DTC is giving us proof on Alpine and the naked short as a prime broker. Nobody ever gets that information. We have it in GTII. And when finger motion goes, we will have plenty of new troops to come back and slaughter the shorts in GTII. There again, I spoke about it. If you like, I can chisel it on a wall, whatever you like me to do. I have no problem telling you where I'm going next.
642.5.
There he goes. You're the town crier. Hear ye, hear ye. It's for 642. I'm only kidding you, William. I'm in a pissed off mood. And you know what? I'm sick of these guys. And you know what? Now Jason at Benzinga has a problem. He's been a good guy. I'm sure he doesn't even know what's going on. But now we have an attorney calling him up. We have the movie producers calling him up. Let him deal with it, dig himself out of it. That's the way it goes.
KYP is here.
KYP, I got my new skips here. I'm ready to go.
Jack Wolf is.
And here it is. And here it is, Mr. Bazile. I introduced Mr. Bazile today to Jason at Benzinger.
Yeah.
And you sit there and say, wow. Well, Jason, the firm representing Figure Motion, and we are engaged by Figure Motion to pursue an all falsely published and misleading content that is demonstration to have a direct impact on finger stock. We noticed another steep drop in finger stock price after Benzinger's published article. We are hoping to schedule a call with you to discuss within the next 24 hours.
Wow.
So everyone here thinks that we just sit around and we do this. We go directly at them. Wall Street's a small place. We're not going away. We will have Jason get that information and supply it to the attorneys. Who is the writer? Who's the analyst? Let's get his name. And guess who's following up with it? Mark Falk and Christina Copeland. They want to know how Benzinger handles reports. How do they know it's false or true? What is their job to protect against shareholder and the dissemination of false information on Wall Street? And I'm sure that Jason doesn't want to be sued, because then he will not become a distributor of information or preferred content provider to the brokerage community. That's going to be costly if you lose that job, right? So they are roping in people that do not want to be roped into the mess here. Okay? And I told you before, we're not going away. We know everybody on the street, people. If I don't know them, somebody else does, and we're not going away. I know there's people on this phone call that are professional people that give us information all the time, and I thank them. And you know what? They listen to my calls because they want to make sure I don't miss anything. And after I hang up with you, they recap with me and said, hey, you forgot to say this. And I say, holy shit, William didn't do his job again. I'm only kidding, William.
I'm too tired to care. 648, 640 to 647, 631,000. It's no volume and it's going up. They can't keep a good dog down.
Hey, listen, I have everybody on the call. Can I ask everybody a personal question? Now that we're all in the same boat. So my wife went to see a good friend. She hasn't seen in 2 years. She lives in Spain.
You're going to ask everybody?
And she sent a photo back, her and a girlfriend, with two guys.
No wonder you're pissed off this morning.
No, so she doesn't come home till tomorrow. So I'm going to run to the local store and try to figure out how do I get these photos copied and printed out. And when she comes home, I'm going to replace all the photos in the house with these photos.
You can go to a photo shop and they'll do it from your phone.
That's what I'm going to do.
And you'll get a glossy picture.
Who does that? Who are these two guys?
I'm sure they bonded right away.
Yeah, who takes pictures? Anyway, I just found it funny. I was just curious what everyone thought about that. So I'm just kidding. So if any of the women on the phone call, number one, don't send your husband a picture of you with another guy. And number two, I'm going to put it in every frame in the house. Maybe I'll get a copy of it, nail it to the roof like a flag.
She didn't think.
If you think I'm a ball buster here, can you imagine what goes on here?
Jason Beck says, not marriage advice.
Don't put the pictures everywhere.
No, he didn't say that. He just was A lot of people are laughing. That's so funny. No one's
That's right.
giving you advice on what to do with those pictures.
Everyone's ducking that question. Come on, I'll give you stock advice. What do I do with that? What do I tell my kids? Hey, here's mommy on a date.
Get your car painted with that picture. Get that. You know how they overlay it.
How about I'm going to go out and get a tattoo this afternoon of it on my arm. Anyway, I thought that was pretty funny. No, I don't care. I'm sure
Have a sign at the airport.
I'm sure he was a Spanish movie star or something, or a singer, famous singer or something like that. That's what the story she has to come home and tell me.
It's nice to know that you miss her.
So that when she comes home and she tells me that story, just as I'm opening the door to throw all her stuff on the front lawn. Oh, he's a movie star. I didn't know.
Do you know why?
Anyway, she doesn't listen to my calls. My daughters do, but my wife doesn't. So.
Do you know why men give up half of everything they own in divorce?
Yeah, right.
Because it's worth it.
Well, listen, my wife can have my business, Fighting Naked Shorts. She can have all of it. I could care less. Take the whole thing. Anyway, no kidding aside.
Oh, here's some advice. Have them cut and paste and put your face on the guy's face or faces in the picture.
Nah, that's a terrible.
It's too much. It's too much effort.
I'm looking to basically saying, okay, when she walks around the house, I want to see if she notices all the Spaniards all over the house.
Put it inside the cabinets, so when she asks for brand new cabinets, she opens up. There's a picture of her skullduggery.
You know what? I'm gonna get it imposed on the shower floor. Every day we're looking at. Anyway, I thought it was something I could share with you guys.
So Scott is asking if your wife is the only person on the planet you're actually afraid of.
No, I'm not afraid of it. I told you I toss this shit right out. I'm a good guy. I stay at home all the time. I play pickleball. I don't venture to the left or to the right. I'm straight.
Maybe you should have a marriage like Will Smith and Yada, whatever her name is.
I know nothing about their marriage. I could care less.
Put the picture under her pillow.
I thought you'd get a kick out of that, and I just wanted to break the ice here, the tension on the security fraud. Back to that again. The desperation, we've been watching it for days. This stock was ready to explode today, and they did everything they can to try to hold it down, and they're doing an awful job of trying to hold it down. Accumulation, once it goes green, I'm telling you, this is just like Tesla or NVIDIA or whatever you want to say. When those stocks go from red to green, they take off. This is no different. Huge short position, red to green, it takes off. Today could be your day. Today could be the day. That's how I look at it. Because it's setting up. There's no selling it. It's just them. Once they stop, the stock starts to move back up. Correct?
Yeah.
They can't. If you can't borrow any shares, where's the stock come from to sell? Obviously, they're naked shorting.
There's systems in place. You're all wet. They're selling real shares. They settle up.
They're selling today as a long sale. And when they get called to deliver it, and everybody on the call, I want you to understand how this works. All right? And I've seen it done 1,000 times. I've been in hedge funds. I've been in the hedge fund's office when they tried to buy time on something they were getting called to deliver. All right? The back office will call you up and say, William, you have to get delivery on 50,000 shares today, or I'm going to buy you in. All right. William would then come out and say,
I'd say, oh, it's on its way. He's biking it over. I just talked to him this morning.
Or you would say, I bought this stock. I sold the stock to Morgan Stanley. They're the ones that have to, I bought it, whatever, they blame someone else. That's the number one thing. And the person calling them up says, hey, I'm being polite. Can you call Morgan Stanley and see if they're going to deliver it? And you can say, I bought it from Morgan Stanley. They owe it to me. I owe it to you. So they blame somebody else. Call Joey at Morgan Stanley. Well, I just called and he's going to deliver the stock later today. And the guy on the other side of the phone who's trying to buy you in will say, okay, William, I'll give you to tomorrow morning. And now William William.
I go to Harry's bar and tie one on.
This is William. William doesn't give a shit.
I get away from the phone so I don't get another call until tomorrow morning.
William then would go in tomorrow morning. They call you up again and say, hi, William, I'm still looking. I didn't get the 50,000 shares. And William's going to say, fucking Morgan Stanley, these rat bastards, they didn't deliver the stock. Hold on a second. And then you just go out and you buy 50,000 shares and your friend sells it short to you and you deliver the 50,000. You show them, hey, don't call me back. I just bought the 50,000 at 657 and I bought it from Merrill Lynch. Here's the ticket. And now all they did was buy it from their friends. And now the person that was calling you up, haunting you for the delivery is now saying, okay, I'm settled here, great. And then it's just somebody else now. It just goes on to somebody else. And I watched that daisy chain of events happen many times. That is how it works on a hedge fund's desk. So for those who think—
So what stops it? When does it finally, they say, we've had enough of your crap?
Money. They can play these games all day long, but it's costing them money. The movement up on the stock will break their back. All these games come to an end. This is a double bang here. They're short, naked short, 180 million shares. I just rounded it up to 3 million on the real short side. Okay, I'm tired of saying 2.8. It's 3 million.
You're such an exaggerator.
Yes, I exaggerated because I'm tired of adding it. No matter what, it goes past those numbers anyway. It just goes past it. So that's how these guys do it. But once it goes and there's no money to back these transactions, it's all over. And what's that number? Lucky number 7.
So 2 pieces of advice. Put that picture on your home screen, on your phone or on your computer, or put it on your name when you call her, it shows up. The other—
You know what? I don't know how to do it, but maybe Avid can make a video and just talk about finger motion and actually have the picture of her, the guys on the front. I watch it on YouTube.
The other idea is to put it on the truck in front of the SEC.
I like that one better. Look what this driven. This has driven my wife away to 2 Spaniards. My wife ran away with a flamingo dancer. One is a bullfighter, the other is a flamingo dancer.
My wife is cavorting with the shorts.
My wife is worse than Lynn Partners. Lynn Partners is smacking me in the face in broad daylight. So is my wife now. Everybody.
I just wonder.
Listen, I'm just kidding. I'm just making it in jest. When she comes home, I'm going to kill her.
I would never, if I had a wife, 2, if 2 girls wanted to have a picture with me in Paris, I wouldn't send that picture to my wife.
Well, that's what I'm doing from now on. I'm going to run down the street everywhere I go and take pictures. I was with 12 girls today.
So going back to your example of the pressure to buy in, they can keep faking it, that buy it from Merrill, say I covered it, and they put pressure on the person making 30 grand a year. But when does it finally just blow up on them? Is it because money? Because they're using money out of their account to buy, and that they run out of that flexibility at some point.
But they're buying and selling in different LLCs. Look at Alpine. How many LLCs do they have? The Crane is, again, it's just the daisy chain of, it's basically a what do you call it? Check kiting system. It's a kiting. It's just basically kiting, moving things around. I just showed you how they move it around. But as the stock moves up, one thing they can't stop is that bell going off, the margin. You need more money. You need more money. You need more money. Money blows them out of the water. And that's why you see the fake reports. And that's why you see the manipulation down from 7 automatically. Hurry up. They're telling you. They did the same pattern at 666. We're right below 666 again. Is that the number?
Yeah, the ask is 660.
Is that where we are now?
And the close was 663.
All right, so we're getting close to going green. They're in a panic. They can't have it go green, but they have nothing else to sell. You know, it was on ESPN last night at 1 o'clock when I couldn't sleep.
The war in
And I
Gaza
reported
Strip.
They had the World Championship of pillow fighting. They had 2 guys in a ring. I'm actually going to videotape it off my TV because I thought I was dreaming. I woke up, I couldn't sleep. I was shaking my head. It says, pillow fighting is on TV? So I couldn't believe it.
I used to stay up in London when I couldn't sleep, and I'd watch the national championships, not of pool, that other one where you have the little balls. Snooker. Oh my God. And I would watch it so much I'd kind of get into it, but the quiet talk and how he reaches.
But pillow fighting, that's what ESPN is now showing, pillow fighting. And I'm going to videotape it because no one will probably believe it, but it was on last night, I think at 1 o'clock in the morning. And I didn't pick up my iPad. I didn't go on Twitter.
660.
I just popped another gummy so I wouldn't have to. I thought I was dreaming. But again, the most important thing here is the killer is money. They can fudge all the manipulation of dragging shares back and forth and washing. Again, these are everything they do costs money. So again, if you look at it, all these shares that they've been playing games with, the most they can make, let's say they started and the whole average price was 5. Each day, that's the price we see of the sales of the stock, as I'm talking about. But the cost to pay everyone to open up for business, for Lynn Partners and their life, to pay everybody to do this, that, and the other thing, the brokers, do whatever they have to do, wine and dine, pay off people to make sure that they're not looking at their transactions in the prime broker. Maybe someone at Jefferies is on the take and they have to pay that guy $50,000 a month to let them short and distort and carry these positions at Jefferies. So think about a year getting $50,000 a month. That guy's made $500,000, right? You don't know. I'm sure something like that is going on. I can't confirm it, but it sure looks like it to me. Someone's getting paid under the table here. So if you're taking all the accounts of everything they got going on, all right, the cost, the most they can make after 3 years or 2.5 years of playing this stupid game, 5 goes down to what? Let's be conservative, 2.5. The most they can make is $2.50 because they've been blowing money like crazy, supporting this crackhead, this drug habit that they have, trying to keep this alive. So again, the most they can lose is infinite. The most they can make, let's say $2 or $3 on all the shares. So every share that they have from the break-even point, we never take away the expenses. Remember, it's a dirty word on Wall Street. It's called the cost to carry. Nothing is free. And these guys are just losing. It's just a sea of red. And the longer this goes on, eventually the stock, everything they make, if the stock went to 0, they would probably break even.
Well, imagine if it's like Pedro Philly said, it might be one in a pool of stocks they're short. Imagine if this one blows up and like Chinese firecrackers, 5 or 6 more blow up.
Well, if they have a debenture, that's how they hedge themselves. And they have all these LLCs.
Right.
Okay. For those who don't know what it looks like, hold on a second. I'll be nice enough to keep looking at that chart.
Sedona.
Well, this is the best one. I'm just going to put up the LLCs from Alpine because they really do have plenty of them. There you go. Give me 1 second.
Sounds like
And
you
Richard,
type. Sounds like you know how to type.
I'm getting good at it. I just put it up on Twitter. I said, look at all the LLCs, the high trades and money. It's right there. I had Ned Starks put it up with Dodger, a retweet of it. It's right there. Look at all the names. One moves to this one, moves to that one, moves to this one, that one. This is how they hide all these transactions. But at the end of the day, all those trades and all those LLCs go to a pool, and it's based against money. No moolah, no money, and the game is over. And that's why they attack it down. Hold it down, hold it down. The stock was just 660 trading there, showing down at a couple of pennies. And what did they do? If someone can please tell me how many shares they just printed at 652, I would love to know that transaction. What did they print to show it down 11 cents? How many shares? Could someone tell us? Someone with time and sense?
I was looking. I don't think it's more than 3,000, but I didn't get an exact read on it.
If anyone can get to it, hold on a second. Someone texted me. Hold on. No, they said it'd be something else, something stupid. But anyway, I was just curious. At 652, what was the last trade? Was it 100 shares? They mark it so it's down 11 cents.
Somebody here is saying it was 10 shares.
That's what it was. 10 shares marked it down from 659 to 652 because they want to show it down 11 cents. People, that is they're ringing the bell that they're dead. They're jumping in that shark's mouth that we keep putting up. Someone sent to me that photo from Jaws. I got to put it up again. It's just too great. The shark is on the back of the boat. 10 shares. I'm going to put it up. Here you go. There's the shark. All right. That's the only thing I could think about is that shark is us, and that's Lynn Partners and their friends falling to us in Jaws on the back of that boat. That's what it looks like to me. All right. Again, I can't force anyone to buy the stock. They're smart people. They know what to do, and they accumulate. Once it goes green, I think that's Wall Street's dinner bell that it's over. Because now we've taken on another fake story. All right. I read you the attorneys are going after them. All right. Mark Bazile is an excellent guy, a bulldog, a guy that, you want to go to battle with. He's great at this stuff. Anyway, I can't stay on forever, guys. I have some shit to do today.
Do you think the amount of options out there this week make this week the most likely time it'll run?
No, I don't. Listen, I can't state the manipulation of the stock, okay, is what they're trying to protect against the options, right? So they keep trying to sell it here. The people that are buying the stock, if you believe in this company and that it's growing, accumulation of the stock will lead to higher prices. Once it breaks through 7, the 7 calls go into play. Once it breaks through 8, the 8 calls go into play. And once it starts gaining momentum and gapping, all those stocks, all these options go into play. The market makers that sold you the calls, they're short. That they basically have to go out and buy the stock to cover themselves.
Right.
So again, and here's the stock. It's traded. It was up to 659, 660, 2 ticks down, and everybody disappears again. It's the same pattern again. I wish I could say more, but again, you can see the manipulation by these guys trying to sell hundreds of shares, just trying to mark it down. The stock's down 12 cents, and there's no more bids left. And here they drop 100 shares. Listen, it's just a head game.
They don't want it to go green.
They don't want it to go green. There you go. And that's the way it goes. There's nothing more I can tell you. But I read you. The attorneys are reaching out to Benzinger already. I have the movie people reaching out to Benzinger. as a movie crew, they want to know, how does Benzinga, a financial website, report or protect the investors that are reading their product? Okay. How do they protect them from getting false information going into the system? And it leads me back to in time when I got caught. My brother bought me options in a company. The gentleman just got out of the nut house, made a bid through the Dow Jones. I forget, it was out of Ohio, some sort of retailer out of Ohio. And he told me, I bought your calls. He made a bid of 16. The stock is only up $4, and there's another 14 points in it. And he bought me the calls, and it turned out at the end of the day, the guy made it was a fake bid from a guy who just got out of a nut house, and I lost $20,000. So again, the Dow Jones had a lapse, and it got through. That's the most important thing. Imagine going to Dow Jones and you can make a bid for finger motion. Just go put a fake bid in there. William and Company just offers to buy finger motion for $80 a share.
I'm
And
just
the Dow
going to
Jones
sleep better knowing that the cop on the beat, Gary Gensler, is going to root out fraud in the U.S. markets wherever
Oh
it
my
exists.
God, I showed you more fraud in 3 days, and they still don't do anything. It's just amazing. You know, just looking at the
You
stock.
know the guy, you know somebody at Benzinga. Does he own it?
Do I know someone at Benzinga?
Yeah, but is he the owner? Somebody's asking who owns Benzinga.
Jason, he's the owner. I'm not going to give you his last name.
All right.
He is the owner. All right.
I can't find anything searching for Ham's Twitter. It's at Ham Short Killer. At Ham Short Killer. Spelled like it sounds.
Yes, I'm not that bright.
Piggly
And
Wiggly.
I have no idea what ham means. Short, I got, and killer, I get it. I'm going to choose I would love to choose a different name. Ham Short Lover. I like to use that one. Or Ham, my wife left me for 2 Spaniards.
They don't even speak English. Maybe she likes that about them.
I guess, who the hell knows? I can't wait to be at the plane tomorrow, picking her up with some balloons and flowers.
Are you going to just be silent? You just give her silence?
Oh, yeah, you know me. I'm going to be quiet about it. She's going to sit there. Why is all my luggage in the car? Because this is your new house. Go home to your mother. Get out of here.
It'll be you'll be righteous about that since you can't get any effect in the short markets.
Well, look at the stock. It's now green on the day.
There you go. That's what we wanted to wait for. The hamster gets the stock into the green on almost 700,000 shares.
How did I do it? I'm talking about my wife. We're leaving with 2 Spaniards. Are you feeling bad for me that my wife is leaving me?
Well, even the shorts sometimes have a little bit of strength down below. 668.
KYP, if I was a little younger, KYP, forget it. I teach you to hustle. We'd be running around town.
KYP's excited about, I think we should have a pickleball championship in Las Vegas.
Well, when my wife kicks me out, KYP, you can hang, we'll hang. Anyway, listen, guys, I have to run a couple of errands. I apologize, but I will be back later, hopefully on the close. And William,
many thanks. All sorts of people giving you love and thanks and appreciation. And
hey, and lay off my little sister Anna. All right, she's a great woman. I met her in D.C. She has photos with the SEC, knocking the doors down. She's an angel. That's like my type of girl. All right. So again, full respect for somebody like that.
I appreciate that.
Go someplace else and play. Don't come in our turf. Anyway, everyone, have a great day, and hopefully we'll be celebrating shortly.
All right, hamster. Thanks. Bye.
Call ended.
Call ended. 6:56. Um,
Right, you guys. So I gotta, I gotta go ahead and put out. My little guy is definitely awake right now. Um, but yeah, we ended up getting exactly what we talked about, right? That's usually happens like this, right? So I wouldn't worry too much, team. I know there's always games. There's always a damn game playing here, right? So I would be very careful with how you proceed, but it's playing out the way we want it to. I think that the bear thesis is invalidated, but there's always the possibility of more messing around. But I honestly feel pretty okay about this. Right, so everything is looking pretty nice. Samantha H, no, thank you. Good to see you here. Mark Roach, thank you so much for everything you do. Double X, love you, buddy. Rosie Gray Glasses, Sasquatch, Jasper, man, you guys are awesome. Joel Cha-Cha, always good. Zephram and Cryptic Trader, love you, buddies. I think that, it's not done recovering. We could be recovering fully here. I know that there is a technical resistance at that 667, so that would be the next area to close up above, right? So if we can get that hourly closure in 36 minutes and 56 seconds upside of that 667, another bullish statement, just like we validated here at the 642, right? Same situation here. Get that closure of the hourly upside of this. That would be a confirmation for a continuation to the way up. Conditional things, right? Chad Vivian, thanks, my brother, and very good to see you here. And, but yeah, I appreciate everybody. Origin, I'll catch you later, dude. Ian Tucker, very much appreciate you guys. All right, team, let's go ahead and call it here. This guy is running like crazy. Yeah, why not real quick, right? So I felt that there could have been the play to stop right here at about $6.85. We got 664 as a low even into today. Right? So I'm not completely sure, but I feel like this is going to be the break of market structure here. And what I mean by that is that TTOO may start balancing itself right in this area here. And then there would be a critical decision made whether there's going to be a continuation to the downside or we're going to start breaking market structure here, right? To officially make a break to some type of an upside. But at least in the early timeframes, we're already getting indications of a potential support being found. So that doesn't mean recovery here. It just means that there is a support and we could potentially consolidate a bit. Right, so this was a huge flash. It was a flash to the downside, and very, very, very potent one at that. Right, so yeah, I think that there are some conditions to be met first in order for us to continue on to any type of upside here. But it's looking like there may actually be some type of consolidation between 664 and $7, with a potential top side of about 732. But I don't think we're hitting that 732 today. But yeah, keep an eye on this support, right? The last thing you want is to close an hourly candle beneath this 664. Okay, if you get another hourly candle closure beneath that, remove the risk. All right, but yeah, not a problem, Bree. I got you. Welby, I'm gonna catch you later, team. All right. Please take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever. I need you to do your own due diligence and everything will be cool. But with that said, team, I wish you well. A very, very good rest of your day, and I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios.